Should you twist with a diastasis? Should you avoid twisting? Is it dangerous? Will it prevent your diastasis from healing? Will it make it worse? Well, the answers there are maybe, and it depends on a lot of factors. So let's unpack that a little bit and see what we can pull out and see what actually applies to you and what doesn't. So there's a lot of benefits to rotational work, rotational exercises, but there's also some dangers to diastasis and healing and what's going on there and the stress on the fascia. Our fascia needs stress to heal, but too much can create a poor environment for healing. And so when somebody ends up turning and twisting a lot through their lower backs, okay, where that diastasis is located, their lumbar spines, and they're very early on postpartum, and or they have a very severe diastasis, then rotating through your lower back could increase too much stress on the fascia. Now, let's talk about when rotation is actually extremely beneficial and when it might actually promote healing. So, if we hold very stiffly and we don't rotate and we try to rotate, we become stiffer and stiffer over time through our mid-backs, our thoracic spine. Now, our thoracic spine is the part of our body that's supposed to rotate the most when we look at spinal rotation. So the stiffer we get through our mid-back, so mid-back area is right up in here, okay, so the stiffer we get through our mid-back area, the more our lower back, the more our lumbar spine is going to compensate for that motion. And it'll be times where you don't think about it. It'll be reaching into the passenger seat of the car. It'll be putting something up on the counter. So you'll end up rotating. You just probably won't realize it when it's happening. So if you don't work rotation from the right place, you could actually end up rotating more through the diastasis area, through the lower back, than if you would have just avoided rotation altogether, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Are you following me here? So it's really important for us to promote movement coming from the right place instead of being afraid to move at all. And this is my argument and my I guess, disappointment with advice on don't rotate at all or don't twist if you have a diastasis, because it all depends on how you do it. So let's take a look at how we can actually prevent rotation through our diastasis, but promote more rotation through our mid-back. So you can see if I place my hand here, I am holding my lumbar spine. So this is my lumbar spine. And you can see if I work on bracing just a little bit, I am getting a lot of rotation through my thoracic spine and almost no rotation at all through my lumbar. Now I can turn through my lumbar, okay, see that? See how that is a lot of turn through my lumbar? Or I can brace a little bit and just turn through my thoracic. So you can see how it depends on how we rotate, where the rotation comes from, not twisting itself being bad, okay? You guys know by now, you know me, you know how much I hate the blanket statements for stuff. Drives me crazy. The human body is way too complicated for all or nothing approaches. All right, so when you're thinking about doing something like a mid-back rotation, one of the helpful things that you can do to help keep the lower back out of it is squeeze something between your knees. So as soon as we engage our adductor muscles, we help stabilize and hold the pelvis. So what you can think about doing is taking this top leg, reaching it forward, squeezing the block. It's going to be really, really, really hard, pretty much impossible for you to rotate through your lower back if your top leg is squeezed and reached forward. So look at your knees. Try to keep this knee slightly in front of the other knee as you rotate. Let me flip around so you can see my knees. All right, so as you're lying here, I want you to think about squeeze, reach. So you can see how this knee is about 1 inch in front of this one. Now, if I hold that and I rotate, you can see how I am rotating through here, not through here. So give that a try. To rotate more through my lumbar spine here, I'd have to let the knee go. Okay, so when you're working on rotation and you're thinking about how to get it more from the mid-back area, not the lower back area, I want you to think about engaging those adductors, which is going to also turn on that deep inner chain, those deep core muscles, which is going to help your diastasis heal anyway, which is amazing. So we all need really great rotation through our mid-backs. So the stiffer we become through our mid-backs, the more it affects our breathing. Okay, breathing is everything for diastasis. So the tighter you get back there, the harder it's going to be to improve your diastasis. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that this ditch the all or nothing approach to things. Think about why you're doing something and think about the specifics on how you can do it to benefit the body and why throwing something out completely might be a bad idea. All right, so give that a shot. See if you can isolate your rotation. Squeeze, reach, rotate. See if you can isolate your rotation to more of your mid-back area. And if you want to try in sitting, so if you want to sit in a chair, you can squeeze something in sitting. Squeeze, reach, rotate. Okay, squeeze, reach, rotate. And see if you notice a difference with how your diastasis responds and how stable and great your pelvis feels. This can also help too if you have any SI joint pain, any pubic symphysis pain, to really get the top of our spine moving a little bit more. And that squeeze and reach can help really loosen up the pelvis. All right, so give that a shot and see what you think, and see if you don't like the idea of keeping great mobility in your spine, feeling wonderful for your neck and your low back.